Do you know what to do if you get caught watching porn? I'm going to give you a couple of things to do that can save you so much trouble and help you through the situation. As an expert on pornography addiction and sex addiction, I'm going to tell you some things to do that will make all the difference when you get caught watching pornography. You won't shatter the trust in your relationship as much as you could, so listen closely. Remember, when you get caught watching pornography, you're going to feel uncomfortable. Your shame's going to come up, and you're going to want to do certain things that actually cause problems. The helpful thing for you to do when you get caught watching porn is actually probably the opposite thing of what you want to do in that moment. Okay, so it's normal to feel scared. It's normal to feel shame. But catch yourself, and what you do next can make all the difference. But before we get into that, I want to talk about those unhealthy things that cause problems. One of the most common things that I see, I call it the trickle out effect. And what it is somebody gets caught and then they just give a little piece to their partner or their spouse. Like, well, yeah, I was just doing this, or I was just doing that. When in reality, there's this whole gamut of things. But what they're doing is they're trying to assess their partner of how much they can take and get out of the situation. There's a huge problem to that because the partner starts to wonder, well, okay, what really is happening? I caught them, something is going on, but I still don't know what's really happening because they're acting really shady and just giving me a little piece at a time. The next thing that's not helpful when you get caught watching pornography is to get defensive. To attack back at your partner who caught you and to say, no, I would never do that. Why would you accuse me of that? That's not me. How rude of you. That does not help. It does not help to deal with this situation. So defensiveness will not help you. Another thing that doesn't help, and this is an obvious one, is lies and manipulation. When your partner catches you and they see what you're doing, and if you blatantly say, no, I'm not doing that, that's not what's happening, what that says to them is you are not a trustworthy person and you're going to do this again. It's a normal thing to want to get out of the situation. Another thing that's very common is minimization. So you're trickling things out. Another thing that somebody will do is minimize what's actually happening. Oh, it wasn't that big a deal. If you hear words like just or kind of or it was only, that's you minimizing what's actually happening. And your partner can feel that denial and they can feel that you're not a trustworthy person. Okay, now that we've talked about the things not to do when you get caught watching porn, I'm going to talk to you about the things that do work if you get caught watching porn. And before I get into those, if you're struggling with pornography addiction, please subscribe to my channel. So one of the natural things to do is to lie and to hide. But one of the most obvious things that is helpful if you get caught watching porn is to turn and face it and get honest. Yes, this is what I'm doing. This is what's going on. That's the first step to healing. In that moment, if you have courage just to own it, just to say, this is it. So be honest and take accountability. The next thing that's very important that you do if your partner catches you is to empathize with them. Now, it feels nearly impossible because what's going on is you're feeling a lot of shame. Oh my gosh, I just got caught. What's going to happen? Are they going to be mad at me? What kind of consequences will come? But in that moment, they're crushed too. And they don't need to caretake for you in that moment. You need to consider them. They're experiencing some form of betrayal maybe, or they're experiencing feeling like you're lying to them or broken trust in the relationship. So in that moment, instead of making it all about you, recognize that they have emotions too. And this is a traumatic situation for them as well. Now going along with that, something that's normal when you get caught watching porn is trying to fix it with your partner right then. Try to fix the relationship right then. Your partner might need some space. It's healthy for you to take a step back and allow them to take some space to process what just happened. Now that can be very uncomfortable because you're already feeling like you're not enough, you're feeling like you're broken, like you did something wrong. And for them to take some space feels like, oh my goodness, like this could be tearing us apart. but it could tear you apart even more if you force your partner to fix it right then. And so take some space, get some help, get mindful, practice some self-care, and then start working through what's going on in your relationship. Something to consider is I want to give you a fair warning that when you get caught being unfaithful or looking at porn, that fractures the trust in your relationship. But what does the most damage in the relationship is the denial. What does the most damage in the relationship are the lies. So as much as you want to lie in those moments and hide, the best thing you can do to hang on to some trust, some safety with your partner is honesty. So don't take the short term out and cause huge fractures and consequences in your relationship. Rather, step into the pain and preserve some trust in your relationship. If this video was helpful, then my video, How to Fall Back in Love After Betrayal, will walk you through the next steps that it will take to heal your relationship. So go check that one out.